In a conference that features 5 top 10 teams, it's the Michigan men who won their 4th straight regular season title and go for 4 straight Big Ten championships. Penn State was the only team to beat Michigan in the regular season. They could do it again. And Illinois, who beat Penn State, has the horses to also make a run. Nebraska features all-arounders that can chase down a trophy. And hard to count out the Ohio State Buckeyes at home in Columbus. What team hits 30 for 30 and what team slips? The Big Ten championships and all-around titles get started next on the Big Ten Network. And welcome to Columbus for our coverage of the Big Ten Men's Gymnastics Championships. Tonight, it's the team story and the all-around story featuring Michigan, Illinois, Nebraska, Penn State, and Ohio State. They are an easy choice for our State Farm State of Success as they vie for that trophy. Why? Well, look at the standings. Only Oklahoma and Stanford are in front of the 5 teams we'll see tonight and tomorrow night right here on the Big Ten Network. And good evening, everyone. I'm Dean Linke, delighted to be with the 3-time Olympian and 4-time all-around champion from Minnesota, John Roethlisberger. And John, great to be with you. And on paper, it looks like Michigan is the favorite in this one.
They are the favorite. I think the other teams would agree. They've got big gymnastics. They have the highest start values. And if they hit, they are going to be very tough to beat. But right behind them in the standings is Illinois. And they have been the most consistent team by far this season, and they're going to have to be because they have the lowest start values of these top teams. Behind them is Nebraska. Nebraska put up the biggest score of any of the teams competing tonight. The question is, can they do it on the big stage? Ohio State, Penn State behind those teams, you never know. 5 up, 5 count. Anything can happen. Randy Jepson said that exact thing. So if any of those top teams slip up, look out for the Buckeyes, look out for the Lions.
All right, and when it comes to the all-around story, there are some big dogs.
There really are. Fred Richard, he is not ranked in the all-around because he hasn't competed it enough yet this season, but he is the real deal. He could be an Olympian next summer in Paris, and he's got the big-time gymnastics, and if he hits, he's going to be tough to beat. But he's not the top-ranked gymnast in the country. That goes to Taylor Christopoulos from Nebraska. He has been incredibly consistent all season long, and he absolutely will put some pressure on Fred Richards. But there are some others too. Josh Carnes and Matt Cormier from Penn State. Michael Fletcher from Illinois. These guys are all ranked in the top 5 in the country in the all-around, and these guys are hungry and they want a piece of that all-around title.
We're here tonight, we're here tomorrow night. Tonight, as we already talked about, 6 rotations, 5 events simultaneously, so one will sit out event, that is, 5 up, 5 count, and we will crown the team an all-around champion. And here to break down the scoring, nobody does it better than John Roethlisberger.
Well, we try to keep it simple, Dean, because gymnastics scoring is very complicated, but in a nutshell, here it is. There is 10 points that come from execution. That's what it starts at. If you hit a perfect routine, you get 10 points for execution. Deductions come out of that, like steps on the landing, form breaks, falls from the apparatus. That is added to the difficulty values of the 10 most difficult skills the gymnast does. Every skill has a value from 1/10 up to a point. They add those values together. They add that to what's left of the execution score, and that is the gymnast's total score. That is about as simple as I can get it.
Well done. Great to see a new coach in the Big Ten, Justin Spring, moving to the women's side. So his longtime assistant and former Illinois great Daniel Ribeiro in his first season. Coach Shao won the Big Ten title last year, his second season as the official head coach, 18 overall at Michigan. Chuck Chamelka, 14th season as the head coach. Need to remind you that under Sir Francis Allen, he won 3 national championships as a gymnast. Rustam Sharapov, a gold medal Olympian from Ukraine, now in his 12th season as the host of today and tomorrow, the Big Ten Men's Gymnastics Championships. And Randy Jepson, as you said, kind of lurking in the wings with a team that is a little bit slight, but they could surprise you. And of course, Penn State with Randy Jepson will host the NCAA championships.
And Randy's got experience. I talked to him today, actually, and he talked about how in 2000 they got second to last at the Big Tens, then they won the NCAA championship. So he said anything can happen. He's been telling his gymnasts that exact thing.
All right, here we go. Number 5 in the Big Ten on the horse, Christian Grahovsky, 14.250 career high.
And this is a tough place to start. Pommel horse, the nerves are on edge. It's a lot of energy in this arena. You're the home team at the Big Ten Championships, and you know if you're Ohio State, you've got to be on your game today. But this, so far, an absolutely beautiful executed routine. That was absolutely phenomenal for the Buckeyes. No one is going to do a better opening routine on the pommel horse today.
Yanni Chronopoulos on the P-bar over on the left side. We'll two-box a lot here, trying to bring you as many of these elite-level gymnasts for the Big Ten tonight and tomorrow night from the Covelli Center.
So Nebraska put up a big team score this season. If they can replicate that again, they might win their first ever team championship. Yanni, an important competitor for them. Nicely done. That routine is supposed to start from a 14.7. So going back to how gymnastics is scored, that is 10 points for execution plus their difficulty. That's how you get the 14.7. From that are the execution deductions that are taken out of it.
Sorry about that. Connor McCool, 14.6.
Pretty well done. Little form in the air. Bent knees slightly in the air. Small hop, but big-time leader for the Illini is Connor McCool.
14-3 for Connor McCool was his score. We go to Penn State now on that one single high bar, and it'll be Will Fleck.
And talk about a tough place to start. We mentioned Ohio State. Starting on pommel horse is a tough place. Also tough on high bar because of things like that. Imagine doing that huge release, the Kovacs, in the first event of a Big Ten Championships, and he did it as well as it can be done.
Freshman from Fairfax, Virginia.
This is a great routine so far. Just the dismount, double twisting, double layout. Man, Penn State, Ohio State. Two events that are lower scoring events for men's gymnastics. They come out strong.
13-4 for Fleck. As now we move to Michigan. They are third in the country, first in the Big Ten on the floor. And here is the great Fred Richard, 14-3 career high in his freshman campaign. And what a stud athlete.
He loves to compete. He does high level gymnastics, great air flare, they call that. He can do as much difficulty on just about every event as any gymnast in the country. Double twisting, double back for his third pass. I mean, that used to be a major opening pass not all that long ago.
He's got one all-around title, has not competed in too many all-around situations. He will today, though.
2.5 twist punch front layout. You're gonna see a lot of that pass. You get some connection bonus for doing two skills consecutively like that on floor exercise. Big full and dismount, and he stuck the landing. The second gymnast in your lineup doing that routine, that could be your Big Ten champ on floor.
Asher Cohen on P-bars for the Cornhuskers, career high 13-8.
Beautifully executed so far. Parallel bars, you see a lot of skills in the support position, but also under the bar like that. That one called the Bobzar. Invented by Raj Bhavsar from the rival Ohio State Buckeyes. It's called the Tapelt, back to the middle of the parallel bars. Those two skills worth a lot of bonus. Trust me, he made them look a lot easier than they really are.
On the right for the Buckeyes, Jesse Pichelli, 13-5 career high.
So far, Ohio State on horse, a pair of 12.7s, which that opening routine I thought would be higher than that. Beautifully done, though, but if you're Ohio State, all you can do is go up and hit routines, and that is exactly what they're doing.
Second high bar for the Penn State Nittany Lions is Michael Artlip, an all-arounder. He's had a career high of 14-0. Fleck before him had a 13-4.
Good score so far for Penn State on high bar. A pair of 13-4s, actually.
JR, I do want to tell you that Fred Richard in with a 14-4.
That's big, and this is big too. Full twisting Kovacs. Perfect. Inverted giant, or Russian giant, they call that. Trust me, it does not feel good on your shoulders. Ooh, that skill's supposed to go right to a handstand, was well short. Probably a 5/10 deduction, if you can believe that. Full twisting double layout, sticks the landing. Little piked in the air on that dismount, but a stuck landing is big. You get a bonus 10 for sticking that landing.
So here's Josh Cook, career high 14-4. Get ready to watch him set a new career high.
Another 2.5 twist, same vault we saw from Connor McCool. You got to stay inside those lines. 1 foot out is a 10th, 2 feet out is 3/10. So we will get a deduction for that.
Joey Pape into the lineup because James Friedman got hurt. They think he'll be ready for postseason. Talks quite a bit with Chuck Chimelka before we got started, but Joey Pape gets a chance to get in there for Nebraska.
Oh, and I was about to say we've seen only hit routines so far tonight. It's been very clean up until that moment right there. The Healy twirl, arm buckled. Oh, and that is really unfortunate. Here is the unforgiving part about men's gymnastics late in the season. They can put 5 athletes up. All 5 of those scores have to count. They can't drop a low.
2-box right side, Penn State's Matt Cormier, 9th in the country on the high bar, career high 14.05. As you see on the left side, Chuck Chimelka talking to Joey Pape.
And he needs to get up and hit clean. On the right, Penn State having themselves a great high bar rotation. Another Kovacs. Big releases from every Penn State gymnast. Beautiful laid out to Kachev. Oh man, and the troubles continue for Pape on parallel bars. Double front disc, oh my gosh, and that is catastrophic. It could not have possibly been worse for Nebraska. Cormier, though, for Penn State, they are rolling.
13.95 for Cormier. We now move to Evan Manabog. Career high 14.85, season high 14.75. Third to go for the Illini, Evan Manabog.
He's been having trouble getting height off the table, Daniel Ribeiro said, but not today. Man, that looked strong. I talked to Daniel Ribeiro, the head coach. He said, yeah, he's just having a little trouble getting that pop off the table, getting the height on that vault, which I've seen him do incredibly well before, but today, they figured it out.
Pretty close to a season high. He'll get a 14.65, Manabong. Fourth up for Ohio State, Parker Thaxton, number 7 in the conference, career high 14.3.
And those scores in the 12s, those aren't huge scores, but pommel horse, again, a low scoring event. And those are hit routines. So if they can get a couple big numbers here in the 13s, Ohio State off to a fantastic start.
Thaxton, a freshman from Robbinsville, New Jersey.
This is beautiful. Look at the stretch. Nice long line, smooth swing, right up to the handstand. That's going to be a big one for the Buckeyes.
Thaxton will get a 13.85, and Ian Rawball, fourth to go for Penn State on the horizontal bar.
And that 13.95 for Cormier, big time score on high bar. High bar and pommel horse, the lowest scoring events in men's gymnastics. Tough to get in the 14s, really hard to get into the 14s.
2-box it. with Michigan on the floor. That's Landon Blixt, an all-arounder, number 6 in the Big Ten on the floor, where they are number 1 in the conference and number 3 in the country.
We didn't mention Landon in the open as an all-arounder, but he's right there with the top all-arounders. Big hop on that high bar dismount, but continued success for Penn State on high bar. I talked to Jordan Gerenstrom, one of the coaches from Michigan, before this competition, and said Fred Richard and Landon Blixt, a heck of a 1-2 punch, kind of the Batman and Robin, if you will, of all-arounders. Landon ranked number 5 in the country in the all-around. That was well done. Big hop on that landing, probably a 3/10 deduction there, but overall pretty solid.
Wolverines have been pretty solid over the years. They own a 10-1 record in Big Ten meets over the last 2 years. Last up on the horse for the Buckeyes, Luke Smigliani, career high 14.05. Finished 4th last year at the Big Ten Championships, season high 13.8.
That right there in between the pommels, the triple Russian in between the pommels like that, so difficult to clear the horse. He did it well. And he loves the Russian type swings where he circles his body like that. That was a good job. Not going to be up there with Parker Thaxton, but I'll tell you what, 5 big hit routines for Ohio State on pommel horse to open. Look out.
Michael Fletcher, you see the score for Manitowoc, 14.65. Michael Fletcher's hit a 14.8.
Same vault. Big step forward on the landing, but pretty darn good. That vault starts from a 15.2.
So Fletcher, like Manitowoc, will get a 14.65. That will be his score for the Illini. 4th for the Huskers, Liam Doherty-Hurwitz, career high 14 flat.
And he has got to be good. They've got to be great, actually. We saw that 10.689. That is a devastating score. They have to count that. Keep in mind, so the Cornhuskers got to be great here the rest of the way on parallel bars. Talked to John Robinson right before the competition, and we're talking about Liam, and he said he is feisty, man. He is a gamer, and he shows it right there in a big spot. Had to have a hit, and he got it.
Last high bar for Penn State will be Josh Carnes, 2nd team All Big Ten a year ago, career high 13.7. The 2-box Adam Wooten, the anchor for the Wolverines. He was also 2nd team Big Ten last year, 14.65 career high.
Josh Carnes with a big release coming right here. It's the Coleman full twisting double back. Big time bent arms coming out though. That is a big deduction. Beautiful laid out to Kacha. Adam Wooten on floor. His club coach Phil Savage just saw him right before the competition, came to watch his former club gymnast compete in his last Big Ten championship. Good combination pass there on the right, finishing up on the left. Josh Carnes. Some deductions in that routine, but a stuck landing at the end, and great start for Penn State as well.
Good work by Josh Carnes. He'll get a 13.3. We stay with Michigan's Adam Wooten.
And that was a great finish. Nails the full twist and double back.
Best gymnast in the country, Taylor Kostopoulos, up on the P-bars, ready to rock for Nebraska. He's got a career high of 13.95.
He needs a new career high right now. Taylor just made the national team recently at the Winter Cup, and his coaches talked about just how impactful that was to him and how much it was a motivator. And he came back to the gym and just is ready to push to the next level. in this routine. Fantastic so far. Beautiful double pike. Does take that hop, probably a 3/10 hop, but he needed that.
Mari Sewell tied for 3rd in the nation, career high 14.8. By the way, that number for Josh Cook is a new career high of 14.45.
Same vault again, 2.5, small hop. Saw some foot form coming onto the vault table, which will be a deduction, but very consistent, very solid start for the Illini.
He's going to get a 14.55. One rotation in the books. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll have the individual championships at 8 o'clock. The Big Ten Men's Gymnastics Championships are brought to you by Discover, the official credit card of the Big Ten Conference, and by Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. Great shot along the Olentangy of Columbus, Ohio, the state capital of Ohio, and of course the home to the Ohio State Buckeyes, your hosts here at the Covelli Center, where through one rotation it's the Illini with some strong scores, including a new career high for Mr. Cook. So Illinois at 72.6, Michigan at 69.5.
Well, you know, Illinois, they started on vault, and vault is by far the highest scoring event in men's gymnastics, so that you would expect Illinois to be in the lead. That being said, they had a great start to that rotation. Michigan on floor, a decent scoring event. They're solid in second. I think the surprise to me after one rotation is Penn State being in third after high bar. That is a fantastic sign for the Nittany Lions. To be in third, high bar is a low scoring event. One of the lowest scoring events in men's gymnastics. So for them to put up the 3rd highest score, Ohio State similar on pommel horse. He did very good over there. They hit 5 routines. The surprise part 2, though, is probably Nebraska being in 5th currently, because parallel bars is a good event to score big on. They didn't quite make that happen there. They've got some work to do.
All right, you see Illinois getting ready on the P-bars. They're 3rd in the conference, 5th in the nation. Nebraska, number 1 in the country on the high bar, obviously number 1 in the Big Ten as well. The Buckeyes 5th in the Big Ten on the rings. As you see Chuck Jamelka loving his team on the high bar. As you start with Chronopoulos and end with Christopoulos, that works for Nebraska and Chuck Jamelka. Michigan will be on the horse, where they're 5th in the conference. Penn State will start on the floor. Vault will be the open apparatus. No vaulters here in rotation number 2.
Michigan going over to pommel horse. Again, big test always. It doesn't really matter how good you are on pommel horse in a lot of ways, because it is just one of those events. You can be fantastic. You can feel on one little thing goes sideways, and you can be off that apparatus. So Michigan, good spot after floor, probably where they could expect to be given the fact that Illinois was on vault. But now the test really begins going to the pommel horse.
It does. Michigan ranks as the number 1 team in the conference on floor P-bars, 2nd on high bar, but you're right, they're dead last on vault and pommel horse. But like you said, get it out of the way and then get rolling.
And Illinois being in that top spot after the first, I'm curious to watch them. They went and competed against Nebraska, I believe it was, earlier this year, and they actually hit 32 out of 32, Dean. I know there's only 30 county routines, but they had 2 exhibitions, and they hit those 2. 100% at a meet with the difficulty level that these athletes are doing is incredibly hard to do. So if they can continue to hit routines, this will be a very interesting meet down the stretch.
It's worth reminding you that last year's sensation, Paul Judah, if you remember, we had a great conversation with him after he won the all-around title, and he gave that great speech about the team title being more important to him. He has been out this year, and he's got a couple years left. Yeah, we get ready to roll.
Yeah, he does. Paul Judah should be back for 2 more seasons. Has a redshirt year and a COVID year yet to use, I am being told. And man, I can't imagine this Michigan team right now with Paul Judah on it. But when he comes back, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Kyle Mayotte on the right for the P-bar. Getting ready to get on the horse, David Willett. Willett, 14.1 career high. Kyle with a 13.05 on the right of career high.
The first guy on pommel horse. Always such a big routine in my mind. Get the event off to a good start. But if you have a miss with the first gymnast, the pressure just gets ratcheted up exponentially. But so far, oh, and I just spoke a little bit too soon. Wow, what a fight from Willette, and a hit routine for the Illini over on parallel bars. Could have easily fallen off the pommel horse there, but somehow came to a dead stop and then picked it right back up, which not easy to do.
First time we see the rings. Arthur Ashton will be the leadoff for the Buckeyes. Ashton's career high 13.350.
We should have a 14.8 start value on this event, and rings all about strength. They do have required swing elements, but really if you want to score big, you got to do strength moves like that. Back upright straddle planche.
Yanni Chronopoulos on the right side of your Big Ten Network screen with a 13.4 career high, 13 season high.
Lean ring routine on the left. Again, pressure on Nebraska now. They've got to hit. You got to hit 5 routines in high bar, get back on track. Beautiful pike double front, dismount, little shy on the rotation. Took a couple steps back. It's going to cost him probably about 6/10 on that landing. Beautiful high bar routine for the Cornhuskers.
So Ashton, a 13.3, so a pretty solid score for him. As we go back to the floor, you see Ethan Dicken with a 13.2. This is Will Fleck, who's got a career high set this season of 13.85.
Two beautiful passes to open. Clean landings. Floor, obviously big tumbling, but it's about getting those clean landings and preferably stuck landings. There's as many as 6 passes in a floor routine. If you take a 3/10 step on every one of those, that's almost 2 points in deductions. Conversely, if you're the athlete that can stick 2 or 3 of those, huge advantage for you and your team.
Hey, big score from Yanni Chronopoulos, a new career high 13.7 to lead off for Nebraska. They needed that on the high bar.
They needed that absolute big time. And well done for Will Fleck on floor exercise.
Second Buckeye on the rings for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Justin Sitcone. Sitcone, a freshman from Rochester, New York.
Look at that, legs together plunge, that is called, holding your body straight out like an ironing board.
On the right side, 2 box, second up for Illinois on the P-bars, Josh Cook, 12.8 career high. Keep in mind, he's coming off a career high in the first apparatus for the Illini on the vault.
Daniel Ribeiro from Illinois did tell me, he goes, our plan in a lot of ways is not to have the highest start value. I want these athletes to do routines they are supremely confident they can hit. If we're going to win by execution score, because they're not going to have the highest start values. He estimated almost 10-point difference between them and Michigan, in fact, in start values. And that's why they hit, and they hit clean. Now that routine had some execution deductions, but again, another hit for the Illini.
Toby Liang, 13.7 career high, second up. As you see, the new career high for Yanni Chronopoulos coming at the right time here. The Big Ten Men's Gymnastics Championships coming to you from the Covelli Center in Columbus, Ohio.
Beautiful one-arm sequence right there. That's called the Jolie Min.
Michael Artlip on the right side for Penn State. Third up for Randy Jepson, 14.1 career high. Toby's looking good on the left here.
He does. He's got a start value of about a 14.7. Sticks a landing, extra bonus 10th there. Again, 2 big hit routines for the Cornhuskers. Nice start here, picking it up.
Toby will get a 13.5, just 0.2 under his career high. Solid.
And that's what you want to do in the big moments at the end of the season. You want to be peaking.
Here's Art Lip again, reminding you his career high is 14.1. Good amplitude there, John.
Simple pass, done clean.
Zach Granados at a 13.9 against Oklahoma for a new career high.
Good job for Penn State on floor. Michigan on pommel horse. They're already counting an 11.5 and a 12.15. Both scores lower than Ohio State's first 2 scores by, for example, form break there too. I tell you what, he's pumped, but Michigan putting themselves in a precarious spot here on pommel horse with 2 gymnasts yet to go.
Cameron Nelson is another gymnast that will catch your eye. This talent had a 13.85 career high set this year on the rings. He's great on the floor. He's fun to watch.
Absolutely, he is outstanding. Also just made the U.S. national team at Winter Cup in February.
Right side, 2-box, Big Ten Network. Fletcher for the Illini. Michael Fletcher, 14.3 career high on the P-bars.
Michael Fletcher talked to him right before the competition, and I said, tell me about the team. He goes, honestly, in all my years at Illinois, I've never seen an Illini team more prepared than they are right now. That's saying something. Cameron Nelson finishing up, double twist and double back. Oh! Smoked it. You saw the flag go up. That is a bonus 10th on that landing. Ohio State, look out. Starting off on the first 2 events, big time strong. Fletcher, double pike, big hop backwards, and did have some errors in the middle of that routine as well. Did stay on, but giving up some execution I wouldn't expect from them. 3rd in the country on the floor for Penn State, Matt Cormier.
Career high 14.9, season high 14.65.
Ooh, a little shy on that double twist and double back. Don't want to hop forward like that. That opens yourself up to other deductions like landing low shoulders on the landing, plus the hop, but that right there, beautiful.
Fred Richard, 2-box, right side, on the horse for Michigan. Career high for the rookie, 14.1.
And big time pressure here early for Michigan. Their highest score so far after 3 gymnasts, just a 12.3. Fred Richard capable of blowing past that big time with skills like that flare spindle, that is called. And he travels the length of the horse in the flared position. What a performance from Fred. I'll tell you what, I've been a freshman at the Big Ten Championships, and it is an intense competition. It's unlike any other competition I've ever been in. The teams are loud, they are rowdy, and you want to be a Big Ten champ. And that young man, in a big moment, hit the most important routine for Michigan so far today.
Will Howard, career high 14.233, season high 14.15. 4th to go for Illinois. They're 3rd in the conference, 5th in the country.
Beautiful peach half to handstand, that skill is called.
Ohio State 4th up on the rings. Tomohiro Kawada, 13.8 career high.
Beautiful Bobsar on the left there. Beautiful Maltese on the right. That position we have not yet seen. Right there, the Maltese worth tons of bonus. Best guys in the world do that skill at least twice. A pair of double fronts called Yamawakis, and there's a double pike dismount stuck by the Illini on the left side of your screen.
So Fletcher, by the way, had 13
Good finish there. He wanted that stuck landing, though. That's a fairly simple dismount for him, and that is one he will want back. Otherwise, pretty solid.
Zach Tatterman, 14.35, third in the nation, third in the conference.
Again, those skills that turn and near a handstand need to be in a handstand to get no deduction, but that right there, beautiful Tkachev sequence, 2 in a row. He's got one more in the pike position.
Tiedemann, a junior from the state of Oregon. Fred Richard, by the way, at 13.55 on the horse.
John Robinson from Nebraska coaching staff said Tiedemann does more high bar routines than anybody in his gym. Rock solid on this event. And today, rock solid again.
Yeah, great work by Tiedemann. As you see Marcus Shears on the horse, second in the Big Ten, fifth in the nation. He's got a career high of 15.45.
And he can swing some beautiful pommels. The toe point, the legs just perfectly straight, glued together. Little slow getting up to the handstand, but overall, good finish for Michigan on what otherwise was a bit of a rough rotation.
This is Josh Carnes just getting rolling on the floor. He is the anchor. We'll still see the all-arounder Ian Rawball. Carnes career high 14.05.
Josh Carnes also made the senior national team at the recent Winter Cup.
Donovan Hewitt, third last year, tying with his former Buckeye teammate Jesse Tindo. He's number 7 in the nation. Career high 14.45 on the ring, season high 14.35. Donovan Hewitt, right side, 2 box.
Josh Carnes just finishing up that floor routine with a triple twist stuck. Came in a year early, graduated in 3 years from high school, came in, and he's just an 18-year-old sophomore and really just starting to come into his own.
Will 2-box it to get the anchor. Second team All Big Ten a year ago, David Pachinka, 14.6. Finished third last year in the Big Ten championships on this apparatus.
Illinois looking for a big finish. Daniel Ribeiro said they have great anchors, meaning the last guy up in every event. 1.5 twist, double back from Hewitt to finish that ring routine. Ribeiro said they got great anchors on each event. They may have lower start values before that, but that formula is what he thinks gives them the best chance to win. Double front, look at that!
That's going to be good for a 14.45 for Pachinka. Dante McKinney, number 2 in the nation on the high bar with a career high of 14.25. This man can fly, JR.
And he's got one of the cleanest, most well-executed high bar routines in all the land. Beautiful layout to Tkachev. Perfectly straight body, big straddle to Tkachev.
This is the all-arounder Landon Blix. This will not count toward their team score, but it will count for Landon's effort in the all-around.
That jam, they call it, that stoop-in shootout to the handstand from Dante McKinney. Perfect to the handstand. This routine, phenomenal. And
yes,
another stuck landing for Nebraska. The former Golden Gopher transferred to Nebraska after Minnesota dropped their program, and he has continued to look fantastic. Blitzed on pommel horse. Hits a routine for his all-around score.
So is the shrug the new celebration? Is that how they're rolling now?
I guess you tell, make sure everybody knows it was easy, Dean. It's like after your best throw to commercial, don't you just shrug it off,
Just
drop
shrug
the
it.
mic?
There you go. Ian Rawball, all-arounder for Penn State. Again, this will not count toward Penn State's overall team score, where they just saw Carnes get a 14.4. Also, Cormier with a 14.1. Those are the 2 best scores for Penn State. Taylor Christopoulos, this will count. He's the anchor for Chuck Chimelka. He's got a career high of 13.95. And as you mentioned in the open, he'll feature in the all-around race.
He absolutely will, and in a big pressure moment as well here. It's been a great high bar rotation for Nebraska. I tell you what, they didn't have the start they wanted on parallel bars. Ooh, a little flat on that skill. Didn't have the start they wanted on parallel bars, but they have shrugged that off so far. Full twisting Kovacs right there. And they have been ice on this event.
John, I usually leave the scoring to you, but Dante McKinney, I thought he was better than a 13.75.
I would agree with you. The execution portion of that score, just an 8.75. You know, if you want to find over a point deductions on that routine, let me know where. Ooh, big hop forward on that. And his shoulders were down, but overall still well done.
Stopless. We've gone through 2 rotations, and Illinois is leading it. We move to rotation number 3 when we return to Columbus on Big Ten Network. July 15th, the BTN Big 10K returns to Soldier Field in Chicago for the fantastic 10K and 5K races and the tailgate party. Scan the QR code or register right now at the BTNBig10K.com. We came in talking paper. Get rid of the paper, because through 2 rotations, Illinois, Penn State, Nebraska all are on top of Michigan, followed by your host, Ohio State. I realize, JR, we've only done 2 rotations, but nice to see these other 3 teams shaking it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is early, and that Michigan pommel horse rotation, though, that did not help them at all. That hurt them. You even mentioned to me during the break, Ohio State beat them on horse by 2 points, and that's big. But Penn State, they are still interesting. Thing about Penn State, they have the smallest roster of athletes, total number of athletes competing for their team, and that can go one of 2 ways. If they're on, it can bode well, and so far it's boding well.
Take a look at the sportsmanship honorees, and one of the things I love about seeing some of these names like Matt Cormier, Connor McCool, Luke Smigliani, Adam Wooten, Moritz Mueller. I mean, all 5 of them are great, but 4 of them are legit. And the fact that usually that sportsmanship award would go to somebody like me, kind of like a little donkey in the corner, they go to big-time stud athletes there.
You are my sportsman of the year, no doubt about it.
All right, we are now getting ready for the 3rd rotation. The P-bars will get a break this time. As you see, the rings, Michigan, Crew Bold, 13.833 career high, 13.7 season high.
Also a former Minnesota Golden Gopher gymnast. Jordan Garenstrom said he still holds on to that Minnesota M, but he said the block M for Michigan is taking its place for now. Clean routine so far. Full twisting double layout and a stuck landing. Don't let anybody fool you. No team is out of it at this point, even though there's about 8 points between the 1st place team and the 5th place team. Michigan on rings, they go to vault next. That will truly tell you where they are, because that's a high-scoring event. All
right, John, this is Will Fleck leading off for Coach Jepson and Penn State. He's got a career high of 13.6, Penn State 4th in the conference. First high bar for Illinois on the 2 box, Evan Manavog, 13.85. And the more I see of Manavog, the more I'm impressed with this young gymnast as well.
Yeah, he's a very consistent athlete, and he's going to need to be. This is a big test for Illinois now. They started on vault, big scoring event, parallel bars, a similar higher scoring event, but high bar, as I mentioned, a tough event to score big on. So they're going against some of the other teams that are on higher scoring events now. They have about a 3-point lead over Penn State. If they can hold on to that lead, look out. They are for real, because this is a big test.
You said it best. Coach Ribeiro was very confident.
And there you go. That's what you got to do. He said Evan Manavong, too. Their most consistent guy on that event goes up, hits time and time again.
Vaulter number 1 for the Buckeyes, Jacob Harmon, career high 14.5.
Beautiful double twisting Yurchenko, that is called. They do a round off onto the vault board, back handspring up onto the table. Beautiful in the air, but he's got to land that cleaner. Gave away 2 hops on that landing. Really a vault he should stick.
Harmon's score will be a 14-2-5. Still waiting for the score from Bold as we move over to Chris Reed. 14-4 career high, 14-2-5 season high. Bold, by the way, 13-7-5, John.
And that's a fantastic score to start with on rings, especially if you can build from there.
2 box on the horse. Michael Artlip, the all-arounder, 13-9 career high.
Like I talked about, the big test for Illinois on high bar. Now Penn State, they have to go to pommel horse now, a low-scoring event. If they can stay in the top 3, really, after this rotation, they are going to put themselves securely in the hunt. Oh, in big trouble, and there's a fall. And that, I believe, is, and a fall for Michigan on rings as well. I believe that's the first fall for Penn State in this competition.
Boy, look at Randy Jepson in his 32nd year. Dare I say, does he not look like a man that could go 32 more? He looks amazing.
Absolutely, and his facial expression hasn't changed in 32 years, though. He's just serious.
By the way,
gotta hit clean here. You don't get to drop the score. Gonna count it. Gets up, finishes well. That was big then for Artlip to finish that routine strong.
so with Artlip done on the left, we've got Luke James on the right for Nebraska. 14-4-0 career high.
Beautiful double twisting, double back. Sky high. Well done. Nebraska 5th place after the first rotation, jumped all the way up to 3rd after the 2nd, and that is while competing high bar. They performed out of their minds there, so look for them to maybe even move up more here. Floor exercise, a good scoring event for them.
Illinois on the right side. Ryan Vanish Thernot for the Illini.
Nailed the double full right there. Clean landings by Luke James on floor. Well done for the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, speaking of well done, Nathan York before him with a new career high, 14-4-5. So the Cornhuskers cooking on the floor to start.
And yeah, that is their first gymnast to go on that event. Nathan York with that 14-4-5. Illinois with another hit. Just moves that foot ever so slightly. Illinois is having a good time, no doubt about it.
Third up for Michigan on the rings, Adam Wooten, 14-5 career high. This young man's got some power.
They're called the still rings because you keep them still. Well done there. Cross pull out. You don't see a lot of those anymore, not easy.
All right, Chase Klingman. This guy is legit on the horse. First team all Big Ten, 14-4-2-5 career high.
Oh, Adam Wooten, don't let your goals get in the way of your dreams, young man. Sticks the full twisting double layout. Michigan needed that. Penn State needs a big one here too. Artlip right before him with an 11-4. Not a good score, but that one gets things right back on track for the Nittany Lions.
Second vault for the Buckeyes. Hayashi, 14-6 career high.
And Ohio State, that's a double twist. Ohio State's going to move up in the standings here. They were 5th after the last rotation, but again, vault, a high-scoring event. Just one skill, you got to hit it clean, clean landing, and so far they've done that. Look to them to move out of that 5th position, hopefully get back in the hunt.
Harmon with a 14.25, Hayashi with the same score. Now we see back-to-back 13.5s from Manabong and Van. Now we move to Josh Cook, who's having a good day. Wow, they're really high there. 13.8 career high for Cook.
Oh, went the wrong way. Really going for that handstand position, and that is a miss. The first one for Illinois today, but I got to give him credit. He's going for the handstand, and that is part of the risk reward of high bar. Just went the wrong way. That will be a large deduction. Oh, another stuck dismount, though. I'll tell you what, they've been practicing their stuck landings in Champaign as well, because the Illini have brought them here to the Big Ten Championship.
Cook will get a 12.85 for that performance. We're going to two-box it. On the left side, the all-around favorite for Michigan on the rings, Fred Richard with a career high 13.8. On the horse, Josh Carnes, 14.1 career high for Penn State.
A pair of national team members. Both of them made the team in February at the Winter Cup. Both of them chasing a Big Ten team title. Josh Carnes, look at this pommel horse routine, so aggressive. And it is a marathon. Does he have what it takes to get to the handstand right here? The 18-year-old sophomore looks like a seasoned vet. Well done. Over on the rings, Fred Richards moving through cleanly so far.
Boy, dare I say, he makes this apparatus, which is so tough, look easy at times. Look at that.
You saw that strength move, legs together, plunge.
Tate Costa up on the high bar for the Illini with a career high of 13.7. Number 4 in the order, 5 up, 5 count. As you see the finish there from Richard.
Double twisting, double back from Richard. Small hop, but otherwise a great routine from him. 12.85 for Josh Cook, so a little bump in the road for the Illini. Not catastrophic, but they gotta hit these last two nice Kovacs.
Ohio State is hanging some big scores on the ball. We're gonna bring them to you.
Beautiful jam to the handstand. Just the dismount, full twisting double out, another stuck landing, yes! I think they might have grown their toes longer this season in Illinois, because they are sticking landings like it's their job. Maybe it is their job.
Cameron Nelson, season high of 14.65. He's gonna top it here.
Beautiful, a different vault than we've seen from any of the other athletes. A handspring front, double twist.
Nelson with a 14.75. There he goes with a little bit of celebration.
And that's the highest score we've seen on vault so far in this competition.
So this is the final in the lineup for Coach Jepson, Ethan Dick, with a 13.95 career high, 13.8 season high.
I thought we might see a little bit of a higher score from Josh Carnes. They got him on the execution of the routine, though. Just a few too many deductions.
Alfonso, number 2 in the Big Ten, number 5 in the nation on the rings. He has a career high of 15.
Great job from Ethan on pommel horse. Fred Richards with a 13.8. Moments ago, trying to build on that is Alfonso.
On the right side, two box, Big Ten Network, David Pachinka, career high 14.05, the anchor on the high bar for the Illini.
We'll see if the anchor position lives up to head coach Rivero's words. Said the anchor position is super strong for Illinois.
John, you and I have been doing this a long time. I remember 5 years ago, Illinois was unbelievable on the high bar.
Absolutely, they've had some great high bar workers over the years. Justin Spring comes to mind. Saw Alfonso finish that ring routine strong for Michigan, and Pachinka on high bar. Oh, and that is a stuck landing. One of the few that he let get away from him today, but Overall, solid routine.
Taylor Christopoulos, 5th in the nation on the floor with a career high set this season of 14.65. Last to go on the floor for the Cornhuskers.
And they have been pretty solid here from start to finish.
We're going to two-box Donovan Hewitt. Career high 14.8, season high 14.5.
Capable of a big one, 2.5 twist. And I think he was on the line. On the line is not out. So that would be a 1/10 swing.
He did get a 14.55 though, so a new season high for Donovan Hewitt.
There's the scores.
14-2 for Mueller.
Decent scores. That Heiser score a little bit low, I think.
That's a new career high for Mueller. New career high for York, so 2 new career highs for Nebraska.
And this should be a big number here to finish for the Cornhuskers. Triple twist. Does that big hop backwards at the end, which is at least 3/10, but good finish for Nebraska, building on that high bar rotation.
Now we got 2 all-arounders for Penn State. Matt Cormier, 12.35 career high. This will not count for the team score, that team title.
Good fight. Not his best event, but good fight getting through that, giving himself a chance for the all-around title.
Another all-arounder only, Michael Fletcher. Career high on the high bar, 14.15, season high 13.55.
Big release coming here. Oh, it's a full twisting, laid out Kovacs called the Casina, followed by the Coleman.
Landon Blix, the all-arounder for the Wolverines, 13.45 career high on the rings. 2-box right side.
The Illini are going to wish they had this Fletcher high bar routine for their team score. This is a big routine. And a stuck landing, Michael Fletcher. He wants to be a Big Ten all-around champ, giving himself an opportunity with that high bar routine.
Here's Blixt.
Double twisting, double back, dismount. Little short on that landing, took that hop.
Last vaulter for the Buckeyes. Caden Spencer, career high 14.75.
Double twisted Suka hop. Beautiful form in the air. That is a 14.8 start value, meaning if he hit it absolutely perfect with no deductions, you'd get a 14.8, equivalent to the old school perfect 10.
His score, Spencer, 14.35. Penn State with 4 all-arounders. We just saw Matt Cormier go. One count for the 5-up, 5 count. Neither will Ian Rauble, but it'll give Ian Rauble a chance to stay in the all-around hunt.
You're looking
high 11.15.
If you're looking at the scores on the bottom, and there you go, Nebraska just had their final floor score come in. So you saw them in 5th. Jumped up into 2nd. They were 3rd after the last rotation. I said, look out. They could make a move. And meanwhile, that Penn State, we said it was going to be a test. And they have dropped down to the 5th position. Magyar travel in the flared position. Does it backwards as well. That's called the Savato. Little piked in his circle, but oh, good fight. Needed the pirouette on that dismount. That will cost him a little bit, but good effort. Some good gymnastics in that routine.
2 new career highs for York and Mueller on the floor for Nebraska, and that's part of the story as we push through 3 rotations. The Cornhuskers making a run. Rotation 4 around the corner. Tomorrow, catch Big Ten softball as the Wolverines take on the Huskers. Coverage begins tomorrow at 5 Eastern on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Here on the team title and all-around night of Big Ten men's gymnastics, Illinois, part of the story. The other story, though, is Michigan, your favorite. They are digging themselves a little hole right now. They're in 4th.
They are, but here's the deal. They're going to vault next, and that bodes well for them. Vault, the highest scoring event. They are about, if I'm doing my Minnesota math correctly, they're about 5.5 points behind Illinois. So we will see how, and they can pick up a lot of that here in this rotation. They go to parallel bars. They have to finish in high bar, though, Dean. As we've seen, anything can happen on that event. But Illinois, they just got done with high bar. They're moving to floor, and they are still in the top spot, about 2.5 points ahead of Nebraska. Nebraska has had some tests of their own, but now they go on to the pommel horse, so another big test. So this is far from over, even for Michigan, even though they are down in the standings.
Nebraska, second in the conference, fourth in the country on the horse. You just saw Evan Manabong getting ready on the floor, where Illinois is fourth in the country. Michigan will be on the ball. They're dead last in the conference.
They are, but they have a high score of a 72.3 on that event. Compare that to Illinois on floor. They have a 69.65. So you're talking about almost 3 points if you just look at their high scores. So Michigan is going to cut into this lead at least by 2.5 to 3 points.
Illinois' Evan Manabong underway on the floor. He's already slipped off. He's got a 14.3 career high. On the right side, Nebraska, Travis Wong with 14.2 career high.
I think this Nebraska pommel horse rotation is really one to watch. Nebraska finishes, they go to rings next, and then vault. If they are within 2 or 3 points of the leader after rings, they are going to win this meet. And that right there, great start. And they've got some guys on pommel horse that can put up big numbers.
Western coming off a big night against the Buckeyes as well as Greenville. First rings for Penn State. Nate Warren, career high 14.2. Penn State number 2 in the nation on the rings.
And unfortunately, that was a beautiful start. Azarian and Maltese. Unfortunately, after that pommel horse rotation, they dropped to 5th, over 6 points back. That is a lot to make up. Evan Manabong makes up for that little slip at the beginning with that stuck triple twist at the end. Clean Yamawaki sequence. It doesn't Azarian roll, that's called to an iron cross. You don't see a strength skill like that usually that late in a routine. Back uprise to cross. Now, does he have anything left to finish this?
Tyler Rockwood, first up for the Buckeyes on the P-bars. His career high is 13.9. He's on the right side of the 2 box as Warren finishes up on the rings for Penn State.
Nice skill there. That's called the Makut's, where he goes to 1 rail, then back to 2. Ohio State, again, they're not out of it either. 3rd position, 2.9 behind the leader, Illinois.
Tell you, Travis Wong on the pommel in with a 13.55.
And this is Nathan York for Nebraska, and that start score. Oh, and Ohio State with an error at the end. That 13.55 from Wong to start for Nebraska on pommel horse, huge for them. And Nathan York has got tremendous swing as well. This Cornhusker pommel horse team looking good so far. Got to get up to the handstand, little shy, needed the pirouette.
First vault for Michigan, Casey Cummings, career high 14.4, season high 14.35. Casey Cummings, get ready.
There you go. Michigan's going to need a lot of that. And that's big.
14.7.
And that is a huge, I'm telling you, they're going to bite into that lead. 2.5 to 3 points, maybe more if they keep doing that.
Will Hawk on the floor for the Illini, 13.9 career high, 13.8 season high.
So I just want to give you a comparison of what's happening here early. Evan Manabong score is a 12.7. He led off for Illinois on floor exercise. Casey Cummings, we just saw him do that vault. That was a 14.7. 2-point swing, 1 gymnast.
Great point, John.
And they are 5 points behind. That's darn near half the lead gone.
Go back to the horse. Toby Lang, 13-6, career high. Remember, no James Friedman, kind of a big loss for Chuck Jamelka, but they're shaking it off.
They are, and I'm very impressed by how their athletes swing pommel horse. Nathan York had a little trouble in the end of his routine, ended up with a 13.05. Not a bad score nonetheless, but we've got 3 guys left that can put up solid 13s, maybe 14s even. Well done, Toby Lang.
Chris Reed after the 14-7 from Cummings, a new career high. Reed. And that'll be a new career high of 14.45.
I'm telling you what, I shortchanged them going to vault. They're gonna race the whole lead.
Matt Underhill, second to go on the rings. 13-6 for Warren. Underhill's career high set this season, 14.05. On the right side, P-Bars, sorry, getting ready to go is Jacob Harmon.
Nice Maltese on rings, moments ago. Little flat on the right side of your screen. Now Peach to handstand was supposed to go to handstand. Oh, walking. Every time you walk in a handstand on parallel bars, 1/10 off. Double twisting double from Penn State on the left. Sticks the landing. They need every one of those tenths. Penn State trying to claw back out of that 5th position. Gets the stuck landing at the end. Small movement of the foot.
Third on the floor for the Illini, Amari Sewell, career high 14-0. You see Hawken with a 13-4. They needed that after Manabong stepped out of bounds and got a 12-7.
And just again, to try to put some scores in perspective, to give you an idea what's happening around the gym. Chris Reed, the second Michigan gymnast, a 14.45. Picks up another point on Illinois, the leader. So that's 3 points after 2 gymnasts from each of these teams.
Number 3 in the country, David Woma, looking for a new career high. He stuck it.
Oh my gosh.
A 15.0. Another career high for the Wolverines, bringing it on the vaults.
That is the highest score of the competition. Michigan's going to have the lead. They're going to pass everyone on this rotation. Unbelievable performance from them on the vault. Nice full-in dismount there. Some landing deductions throughout that routine, but it is a hit.
Cooper Giles, 4th to go for Chuck Jamelka. As you see, Toby scored a 12.85. His career high set this year, 14.5. He's number 6 in the country on the horse.
And he needs to show it right now. Toby Lang at 12.85. And with Michigan doing what they are doing on vault, they're going to pass Nebraska, but Nebraska's got to keep it close. They still have vault to go. In fact, they finished there. Just got to keep it close here.
Right side, Josh Carnes, 14-1 career high on the rings for Penn State.
Good routine from Cooper Giles. You want to see the pirouette on that dismount. But overall, pretty solid performance. Nebraska trying to stay in at 2nd after the last rotation. Full twisting double layout. Flared it out a little early, took that hop forward. But overall, a pretty solid routine.
Cameron Nelson, Buckeyes, P-Bars, 13.9 career high. You see the 12.9 for Harmon, 13.35 for Rockwood.
On parallel bars, Cameron Nelson.
Meanwhile, on the pommel, sorry, Taylor Kostopoulos, the all-arounder, 13.8 career high.
He's Colin Cooper Giles, 13.6. So that is a good score. Need another one of those, maybe higher, as Cameron Nelson also needs a big one for Ohio State. Beautiful. Taylor Kostopoulos trying to keep his team in it, looking for the first ever team championship for Nebraska at the Big Ten Championships, and he's also looking for that coveted all-around title. Cameron Nelson with a stuck landing. Two national team members back-to-back with big-time hit routine.
Michael Fletcher, fourth to go for the Illini. They are fourth in the country on the floor. Fletcher's career high is a 14.05. His season high is a 13.9.
Wow, right on the edge. I think he stayed in, which would save a 1/10 of a point.
Landon Blixt. There's been 3 career highs. Landon Blixt going for it. Oh, a little hop. And he'll be just short of his career high set against the Buckeyes at 14.65. He came in at 14.55. He's the first of 4 to not set a career high on the vault tonight.
And you know, he took that step sideways, probably a 3.10 step, and went over the line, but nonetheless, still a fantastic score, especially when you're comparing to the scores of the other teams on the other events. I know I'm beating that drum. Vault, a high-scoring event, but Michigan scoring higher than everybody else so far.
Matt Cormier, 13.9 career high, number 4 for Randy Jepson and Penn State on the rings.
Oh, and the Illini needed that. Michael Fletcher routine, that triple twist, stuck it.
Fletcher looks good. He looks in great shape here. Now, Fred Richard, we've seen 3 career highs already for Michigan. Can we see a 4th? Boom.
I mean, you gotta be kidding me.
New career high, 14.65.
Like a heavyweight fighter, like the champ on the ropes, getting beat down the first 3 rotations, and then they get off the ropes and you give them life, and they not only are back in it, they're going to be leading this meet after the 4th rotation. Crazy.
4 career highs out of 5, and Landon Blixt was really close to tying his career high for Michigan as we go back to the P-bars.
And I knew Michigan obviously was going to make a move in this rotation. I even didn't think it would be as significant as it is.
So Jacob Murray in there. Cameron Nelson with a 13.45.
Good support swing skills. Goes above the bar, goes under the bar with a moy to the end. With pirouette out to the end of the bar to bring it back in.
Murray, a redshirt junior from New Hampshire.
Clean routine so far. Start value on that routine. Probably will not end up in the 13s.
Ian Rawball, the all-arounder, 5th up, number 8 in the country with a 14.5 career high set this season.
It's been a solid rotation for the Nittany Lions. All mid-13s except for Underhill scored a 14.25. So another 14 here. And Penn State could move themselves up the standings after this 4th rotation.
Last on the P-bars, Caden Spencer for the Buckeyes, career high 14.2.
Caden Spencer, one of the freshmen for Coach Sharapov, that has been a big contributor this year. Really needed these freshmen to get some experience. He told me that as much as 40% of their lineup has been freshmen. Unfortunately, a mistake there. Didn't quite make it to the handstand.
But give Jacob Murray credit, though. 13.5, the best score for the Buckeyes for the late switch.
That's fantastic. Oh, beautiful double pike to finish, though. Unfortunate error early in that routine, but way to keep it together. This guy, one of the best in the country.
Number 1 in the nation on the floor. Wow, look how high number 77 is. He's got a career high of 14.9.
Absolutely ridiculous. Daniel Ribeiro said it's actually a surprise when he doesn't stick a pass. Couldn't say enough great things about Connor and how hard he works. He is the consummate leader of this team in every possible way. He sets an example by his work ethic. He gets on his teammates if he doesn't feel like they're really bringing it, encourages them when they need it. He even goes as far as giving recruiting advice to the coaching staff. This guy is an Illini through and through, and he is trying to pull his team to a Big Ten title. That right there, tough 3.5 twists. So much going on.
Senior from Wildwood, Missouri, Lafayette High School.
Triple twist dismount. Slid the feet a few times on that last landing, but that routine's so difficult.
How about Michigan? Casey Cummings, new career high, 14.7. Crew Bode, new career high, talking about their vault scores, 14.45. David Woma, new career high, 15.0. And Fred Richard, also with a new career high.
Just to put in perspective what a dominant performance that was for Michigan in that rotation, every one of their scores, their 5 vaults outscored, and we're still waiting for Connor McCool's score on floor, but as of right now, pending that score, all 5 of their scores outscored every other gymnast in that rotation on every other event. In fact, the nearest score to any of their scores was a 14.25 by Matthew Underhill from Penn State. And so that is how you go from 4th place to the top of the standings in one rotation. Look at those numbers.
4 career highs, and give Landon Blix credit. That's a pretty good score as well. He had just set his career at 14.65 career high, and just under it at 14.55.
That's their season high on the event for the year too. No better time to do it.
Michael Artlip, the all-arounder. This will not count toward their team score. Keep in mind, no Michael Giroux, another big timer for Penn State, out. Artlip's career high is at 13.05.
Yeah, not having Giroux really does take a little bit of the wind out of the sail for the Penn State and Indy Lions. Randy Jepson told me could be as much as 5 points to the team score. That is significant. One and a half twisting double tucks. Tough landing. It's a blind landing. Ended up a little shy there.
We started this rotation talking about what Michigan needed. A great shot from Fred Richard. 4 new career highs. Michigan back in it with rotation 5 around the corner. Tomorrow, the 2023 Big Ten Men's Gymnastics Championships continue with the individual event finals. Live coverage begins tomorrow at 8 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. That's right, a double dose of Big Ten Men's Gymnastics with the great John Roethlisberger here in Columbus, Ohio. My name's Dean Linke, delighted to be with you. And Michigan now has the lead. It took them a little while, but they cranked it up on the vault. They're in first place at 274.4, followed by Illinois.
Yeah, they did. They came back big time, but it's actually, I thought their lead would actually be bigger as we see the all-around standings. Fred Richard, we handicapped that right at the beginning, didn't we? Look at that young man. He's got the lead. Still some gymnastics yet to go. They're going to parallel bars. They finish on high bar, so work to do, but he's showing why he is considered one of the best in the nation. But you know, Michigan, so let's see where we're at right now. So Illinois in second. They go to pommel horse next. Michigan on P-bars. I give the advantage to Michigan on parallel bars. Nebraska on rings. I give them a slight advantage possibly over Illinois on pommel horse. Can they close that gap a little? They're going to need to close the gap slightly, but keep in mind, Nebraska, even though they are 4 points behind Michigan, they finish on vault while Michigan is on high bar. And that will be an interesting matchup to see if they can catch the Wolverines, or could Illinois hang in there with pommel horse and still rings yet to go.
Connor Miklas is rolling on the horse. He's number 6 in the conference, 14-0 career high, left side of your Big Ten Network screen.
And certainly Ohio State, Penn State not out of it, but they're going to need some help from those top teams, meaning some mistakes.
Logan McEwen on the right, getting ready. Michigan, number 1 in the Big Ten on the P-bars, 3rd in the country. Logan McEwen, number 7 in the conference, 14-1 career high, and a big job there by Connor Miklas on the horse.
That was bigger than big. To start off with that routine, huge.
First up for the Huskers, Yanni Chronopoulos. Nebraska, 3rd in the Big Ten, 4th in the country. They're pretty good on the rings.
They are. They've got a high this year of just over a 69.
Ooh.
Oh, and a mistake for Michigan. The drama. There is plenty of drama.
That opens the door.
Big time. Illinois actually capable of outscoring their pommel horse, capable of outscoring Nebraska's rings. And I almost feel like they're going to have to. Oh, and that was beautiful. I feel like Illinois is going to have to keep that lead or extend it if they want to hold it over Nebraska's vault in that last rotation.
Illinois really good on the horse. 1st in the conference, 2nd in the country. With Friedman out, it's Maxim Farkadu. This is pressure.
It is big time pressure, and to do it on pommel horse, such a difficult event. But this swing for Maxim, beautiful stretch.
Meanwhile, Harmon for the Buckeyes, first to go on the high bar, where they're 5th in the country, 13.45 career high for Jacob Harmon on the right.
Another hit routine for the Illini.
Clutch. Really clutch.
Jacob Harmon getting through this. We saw the Tkachev moments ago. Not a huge level of difficulty. Starts from a 14.3 for this routine. If he could get even close to a 13, that's a job well done. That was nice. Good start.
Ethan Dick, 14.35 career high.
Oh, and he sticks it. Just a 14.8 start. Gets an extra 10th for sticking that landing, but you can do a lower start value.
Yeah, he can dance because he tied his career high.
I think that was the gritty, wasn't it?
It was. Javier Alfonso, 2nd to go for Michigan, career high 14-0. Again, Michigan 3rd in the country on the P-bars.
And they start with that 12-9. Not devastating, but certainly not the way they want to start. Oh, and that's a big error.
Chris Heiser for Nebraska, 8th in the nation, coming in on the rings, right side of the 2 box, 15.3 career high.
Nebraska started this rotation with a 13.45, so they get a slight advantage over Illinois' first guy, and about a half a point over Michigan's first gymnast. Beautiful Maltese from Heiser. Sticks the landing, way to clean it up at the end. That'll be a decent score.
Will Hawk on the horse, number 8 in the conference, 13.95 career high, season high 13.9. He's on the left side.
13.35 from his teammate Maxim right before he went. Nice finish for Nebraska on the right. It's got to be a point of pride for Daniel Ribeiro, the head coach for Illinois. He is a Big Ten and NCAA champion on pommel horse, and you got to think, if he's going to win it, he wants pommel horse to be a big reason.
Solid pose from Hawk. Second ball, Matt Underhill, Penn State. Season high 14.5 against Navy.
Did land with that 1 foot out of bounds. Just 1 foot, though. That's a 10th. I'll tell you what, Penn State, they're going to make a move here, too. They're only slightly more than a point behind Nebraska in the 3rd spot. So not inconceivable that they could leapfrog both Ohio State and Nebraska during this rotation.
Jaden Roberson, 13.15 career high. You see Harmon with the 12.8. Alfonso, by the way, in with a 13.7 on the P-bars.
Beautiful half tock, very near the handstand. Nice laid out position. You don't want to see any pike in the hips on that. You want to see your body perfectly straight. Did it well. Another one in the straddle. Dismount from Roberson. Very well done routine.
Pochinka next to go on the horse. Number 6 in the conference, 14.1 career high, season high 13.85.
Will Hauka 13.65 right before him. So far, a slight advantage to Nebraska over Illinois and Michigan in this rotation. Oh my gosh, good save from Pochinka right there. They cannot afford a fall. A fall may take away any chance they have. That was a gutty routine. He was not on through much of that routine, but got through it clean. Wow.
Michigan, Landon Blix, 3rd to go for Michigan on the P-bars with a career high of 13.8.
Their highs so far in this rotation of 13.7, started with a 12.9. They can put up some huge numbers to finish this rotation, so no time to panic at this point.
Richard and Blix were just over in Germany as well, right?
They did. They competed at the DTB Cup, and Team USA did an outstanding job over there. Well done. Jordan Gernsson thinks Landon Blix can be a top 15 gymnast in this country out of all of them.
This is Carnes on the ball for Penn State.
Not bad, little short. Playing with fire there. Short on that rotation, but savvy to keep it on his feet. This is big.
Ian Skirky, number 2 in the country. The anchor on the horse for Coach Ribeiro and the Illini.
Hasn't missed a routine all season and just about did right there at the beginning. You saw Pachinka's 12.85. They need a 14 plus. They need a big 14 from Skirky. They almost have to have it if they want to give themselves a chance.
Right side, Donovan Hewitt on the high bar, 13.6 career high. Watch Skirky go.
He's got his circle going now. Started a little rough. Recently made the national team as well at the Winter Cup. And I think there were some Illini fans holding their breath at the beginning of that routine, but Skirky coming through, giving them hope. Hewitt with a big pike to catch, straddled right on top of the bar. I'll tell you what, He used those arms to keep his chest off of the bar on that catch. That was amazing, honestly.
Evgeny Simonuk, #1 in the conference, #2 in the nation, 14.95. I went up to Evgeny, and he said it's Simonuk. So that's what we're going with.
Well, what he says it is what it is, Dean.
You know it.
Beautiful peach half to handstand. I don't think the Wolverines have helped themselves tremendously on parallel bars so far. They've given away some points I know they would love to have back. They could have stretched that lead, but
Liam Doherty Hurwitz on the rings. Career high 13.85, right side 2 box for Nebraska.
and don't get me wrong, Michigan still may extend that lead, but it won't be by as much as maybe they have hoped.
Michigan will finish on the high bar where they're 2nd in the nation.
Nice routine. Just Fred Richard yet to go, and he could put up a big one. So, sigh of relief.
On the horse, Michael Fletcher, the all-around. But this one will not count toward the team count, but it'll keep Fletcher in the all-around race. 13.85 career high for him on the horse.
He is 1.25 behind Fred Richard. So really what that means is he's got to hit. And he's got to hope that Fred Richard makes a mistake, and he gets the hit. Michael Fletcher told me right before the competition he feels like he's doing the best gymnastics of his career so far.
Cormier, #5 in the country, 14.85 career high.
Pretty well done. Again, foot over the line, but a clean landing. Just 1/10 though, foot over the line.
Taylor Christopoulos, 13.8 career high, 13.55 season high. On the rings for the Cornhuskers. Simonuk, by the way, 14.45 on the P-bars.
That was a big 14.45 because Fred Richard just mounting the parallel bars, capable of going even bigger. I love this. 2 of the big dogs in the sport of gymnastics. Taylor Christopoulos on your left, trying to get Nebraska to move up the standings. Fred Richard on the right, trying to keep Michigan in the lead. Beautiful sequence from Fred. Taylor almost done. Nebraska needs every 10. A stuck landing is what they need from Christopoulos. And there you go. Back-to-back landings from 2 national team members. Can't make up the drama, Dean.
You cannot. We have only 1 rotation left. The Cornhuskers coming to life here. The Illini feeling it as well. And of course, Michigan thinks they're going to do it again. Spring football kicks off with live coverage of Michigan's Maize and Blue game tomorrow at 3 Eastern, all on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. It certainly is a great time to be a Michigan Wolverine. Michigan men's hockey team, the Michigan's women's gymnastics team, the Michigan men's gymnastics team winning the regular season, and the youngster Fred Richard leading the all-around in convincing fashion.
My gosh, I mean, this is going to be a nail biter right down to the finish. You know, if you're looking at who has the advantage in this last rotation, just as pure score, it's Nebraska going to vault. They have a high this season of almost a 73. Which is about 3.5 points higher than Michigan's highest score so far this season on high bar. That is significant, but Nebraska rather, 4.8 behind Michigan. So they've got a lot to make up. I don't know if they can catch Michigan without some help from the Wolverines, meaning Michigan has to have some falls from high bar. Again, you've heard me say it time and again tonight. High bar is a low-scoring event. Meanwhile, Illinois in the 2nd spot, they're going to try to catch Michigan with their still rings. Their still rings is not a high-scoring event. In fact, of the top 4 teams, Illinois has the lowest high score of any team on their current event. So advantage Michigan. Can Nebraska jump over them? I don't know that Penn State can catch them on parallel bars either, but we'll keep an eye on it.
All right, Illinois is up and rolling here as they've got Ryan Vanis Thiernaut leading off on the rings for the Illini and Coach Ribeiro. Illinois on the high bar. You touched on already. Michigan on the high bar. They're second in the country. Stephen Lukasik leading off with a 13-9 career high.
If Michigan can catch the bar, oh, and they don't. And this is what makes gymnastics dramatic. We got a hit on your left, big time from Illinois, and meanwhile, the first gymnast up for Michigan on high bar has a fall, and I'll tell you what that does to the next 4 gymnasts. Those collars on those jerseys, the seams just got a little tighter. What a tough spot. He's got to get up and he's got to finish clean now because this score can't be dropped. They got to count it. Disappointing dismount there. Too many steps on that landing. The door slightly opening for the rest of the field, including Penn State. They're not out of it either, but they got to hit great.
Hartlip first to go for Penn State, 13-6. Penn State 4th in the country on the P-bars. Zach Tiedemann, career high 14-6. Watch this.
Oh my goodness.
14-9-5, Chuck Jamelka. Yeah, loving it. He's waiting for his high. He finally gets him from Tiedemann. 14-9-5.
Nebraska is going to pick up almost 3 points on Michigan after the first routine. Penn State is going to pick up some points on Michigan. Everybody, they're coming for Michigan.
This is Josh Cook on the rings. Career high set this year of a 14 flat.
Illinois started this rotation with a 12.55, so a low score, but also low start values. They're playing the execution game. They're going to have to do better than that. Nebraska scoring big, Penn State putting up big numbers. A little bit of swing in the rings, not terrible. Double twisting, double back, low on those shoulders, took that hop forward. Gonna get hit pretty hard on that landing.
Drew Bode, his career high is a 14-7, season high 13-8-5. After the 11-9 from Lukasik, they need a 14-7 from Bode.
And they're not watering down routines. They're not playing it safe. Big time release there. Another one. Just gets those hands on. Game of inches.
Liam Doherty Hurwitz, 14-7-5 career high on the vault for Nebraska.
Oh, and he struggles big time on that landing. Knee probably touched the mat.
He'll get a 13-7, John.
And that hurts. You want to see all 4 teams if you're a vault team here at the Big Ten Championships. Meanwhile, Drew Bolt, every release move caught on his fingertips. And that was big for them. That was more than big. An 11-9 for Lukasik in the leadoff spot. Looming large for Michigan. They needed that hit.
So we'll await the score for Drew Ball. Dante McKinney, 14-8 career high, #1 in the country.
Oh, now 2 vaults in a row. Nebraska just giving some points away. You see that 14-1 and a 13-7. You gotta see mid, very least low 14s on every vault if you're Nebraska and you're trying to catch the leaders.
Ethan Boulder, third up for Illinois on the rings with a career high of 13.75.
Illinois with a 12.55 and a 13.3 from the first two gymnasts. Gotta go bigger than that through the lineup. Beautiful sequence there.
Matt Cormier, second to go for Penn State, 14.25 career high. Crew Bowl, by the way, a flat 14 for a season high.
Yeah, that is a huge number on high bar. And they actually picked 3/10 back up compared to Nebraska's second vaulter, and that is unheard of. Beautiful finish from Boulder on rings.
Adam Wooten for Michigan, third to go for the Wolverines. 5 up, 5 count, career high 14.3 for Wooten. We're going to get to Wooten as you're seeing Hayashi on the floor. Wooten ready to go. Left side of the two boxes. Cormier finishes up on the right side. Now it's just all Wooten and Michigan.
Pretty well on that opening skill, close to the handstand. Big release again. The Coleman, little close to the bar, but finishes out smooth in that giant. Back-to-back Tkachevs. This is huge for the Wolverines. And look at that. Like a toothpick in a club sandwich, Dean.
There it is. Wooten club sandwiching it. Now we go to Fletcher for Illinois on the rings. He's fourth to go. 14 is his career high, 13.5 season high. 13.5 is what Boulder had following that 13.3 from Cook.
Again, Illinois 2.15 behind Michigan going into this final rotation. They picked up some on the first gymnast, but gave it back and then some on the next two. So not looking like Illinois is going to catch the leaders of Wolverines.
Caden Spencer on the floor for the Buckeyes. The right side, 14.25 career high. Two good passes for Spencer.
Nice job from Michael Fletcher. Some of the best gymnastics he has done in his career. Trying to put a little pressure on Fred Richards for that all-around title.
Evgeny Simonuk, 14.4 career high, 14 flat season high. Number 4 to go for Michigan.
Adam Wooten with a 14.25, so back-to-back 14s from Michigan. When it looked like it might be coming off the rails after that first routine, they have come back with a vengeance. On his fingertips. Caden Spencer finishing up on the right hand of your screen. The freshman doing a great job, but it's all about the leaders right now, the Michigan Wolverines.
Last up for Illinois, he finished first last year on the rings. Ashton Anaya, number 2 in the country, number 1 in the conference, 14.8 career high.
And it might be just a little too late for Illinois, but Ashton Anaya certainly somebody looking to repeat as Big Ten champion on the still rings. Super strong. Look at that. Cross pull out.
Ethan Dick on the right for Penn State, 14.2 career high on the P-bars for the Nittany Lions.
Well done. Ashton and I finishes off a solid competition for the Illini. The Penn State and Indy Lions, meanwhile, on the right, having a solid Pearl-Levar rotation.
Luke James, fourth to go for the Cornhuskers. Need a big score here.
I know Nebraska is going to be a little bit disappointed with this ball rotation. I don't know, though, looking back on it, given even with the fall from Michigan on high bar, what they've done since, it might not be possible.
Just getting on the high bar. The leader right now for the all-around, Fred Richard. Enjoy, the #1 man in the country on the high bar.
Capable of doing 3 in a row right here. Will he do it? No. Separates him. He will do 2. Look at those scores. Since that first routine with the fall, Michigan has been lights out. And there is no question Fred Richards is going to hit this routine. The only question is, does he stick the landing and put the exclamation point on for Michigan? He does it! I should have saved the toothpick for the ending.
You can have 2 club sandwiches. Michigan's hungry.
That was most likely the clincher for the Michigan Wolverines from the freshman Fred Richard.
A double clincher, right? All-around title probably as well.
All-around title, most certainly.
Taylor Christopoulos, last to go on the ball for the Cornhuskers. Nice.
Great finish for Nebraska. They gave it a run, and we'll see how the math flushes out. Still waiting for Fred Richard to score. But Nebraska had to make up 4.8. That's not going to happen.
Christopoulos did get a 14.7, just under his season high of 14.85. There's the man, though, Fred Richard.
And Pearl-Levar's is moving very slow. I know, as we see Michigan feeling pretty good about their situation. Penn State on Pearl-Levar started with a 13.7. That means they picked up almost 2 points after the first gymnast compared to Michigan. They're trying to make up 3 points. So it started well, but they gave up a half point back after the second gymnast. Now they have 3 yet to go. And I don't know what the slowdown is, because they only have 2 scores in. And this is not a fun spot to be, Dean, if you're a gymnast.
Still waiting on Fred Richards' score, too. Over on high bar. Ian Rawball, one of 4 all-arounders to go with Artlip, Cormier, and Carnes. Carnes, the anchor, still yet to go. He's number 3 in the nation. Waiting in the wings for Ian Rawball to go. Any predictions on the Richards score?
It's going to be big. It's going to be over a 14.
Cameron Nelson, number 9 in the country on the floor. Career high 14.4 for the Buckeyes.
He is capable of huge gymnastics on this event. Capable of a triple back. I'm not sure if he'll do it. Doesn't look like he's going to do it today, but still loads of difficulty.
Fred Richard with a 14.6, JR.
Wow, massive. Ethan Dick, by the way, a 14.05 with 2 yet to go for Penn State. Can they pull a miracle out? They're going to have to do career routine. Cameron Nelson, one of 5 national team members competing here at this Big Ten Championship. Pretty impressive. Wobble on Pearl-Levar's good routine. A few little 1/10 deductions. Gotta stick it. Oh, and that, for all intents and purposes, is going to take away Penn State's chance to catch Michigan for the top spot. It was a long shot as it was. They had to be perfect. Cameron Nelson finishing up as well. Loving the home crowd.
The all-arounder, Landon Blix. 6 to go for Michigan, so not part of the 5-up, 5 count. His career high is a 13.65.
Beautiful opening skill. Right to the handstand. Not going to catch his teammate Fred Richard, but look at that. That was nice. Dalton laid out to Tkachev. Another one in the straddle position. Well done. A lot of great gymnastics yet to come in his future.
Kazuki Hayashi from a little while ago. He gets a 14.0, which is just under his career high of 14.4.
Really love his execution. All the little details. Even when he twists in the air, you see his feet glued together, and look at his hands. Even as he moves from corner to corner. Great style. That makes a difference. Gives an overall impression to the judges throughout the routine. Clean landing there. 1.5 to his punch front full. Just as good as you're going to see a triple twist dismount.
Last up on the P-bars, Penn State, Josh Carnes, number 3 in the nation with a 14.7 career high.
Yeah, one of the best on this event. A pair of 14.05s for Penn State and their last 2 athletes. Catch Michigan, but if they can put up a good mid-14, it could be second place for Penn State here, and that would be huge for them. Oh, double front, little short. I'll be interested to see. He had some deductions in that routine, but it looks like about a 14.35 will move them into second.
Michigan has won 4 regular season titles in a row, and they've now won 3 Big Ten championships in a row. Number 20 in the books for Michigan, just 1 behind Minnesota's 21. We're back to wrap it up after this. The Big Ten Men's Gymnastics Championship is brought to you by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Michigan, once again, the real deal for the 20th time. They are your Big Ten Men's Gymnastics Tournament champs. And how about that wry smile from Randy Jepson as Penn State takes the silver with 4:10.7, followed by Nebraska at 4:10.5.
Yeah, that was impressive. You know, Penn State, they were in last place midway through this meet for 2 rotations, and they came back, moved up to 3rd before the final, and then Josh Carnes gets that big one to move them into 2nd. But Michigan, they were gutty as well. Halfway through, they were sitting in the 4th spot. They went to vault, and that was it. They took the lead and never gave it up.
Penn State blowing away their highest score of the year. It was 407.6 coming in, and missing some key athletes didn't matter. Their best score of the season with that 410.7. Yes, we're going to talk about Michigan. Michigan will take that trophy home, as Nora will hand it over to Coach Chow as he's done it again.
He did. You know, Michigan, a rich program, won numerous national titles, Big Ten championships, and you know, we said they had the firepower. They had the big routines, and they also added some key hits. They weren't perfect. They had some mistakes, but in the end, the big routines came through, and it was more than enough to get it done.
Kurt Golder laid the groundwork. They celebrated 75 years with all their great alumni, and you see right there, 3 in a row. Big Ten titles, 20 overall. The Michigan Wolverines, your 2023 Big Ten regular season and your Big Ten tournament champions.
And I guarantee Kurt Golder, he's watching somewhere. Not only is he watching, cheering for his team, he's critiquing us right now, Dean. I'll tell you that. The coach always does it, but no, congratulations to Michigan. You know, Illinois had a great competition as well. They were right in there. They just, again, we talked about their start values at the beginning too. They had to really be perfect in order to hang with the top dogs. They had a few really not major breaks. I think they might have had one in the whole competition, but just a few little errors, deductions throughout that wasn't quite enough for them. Nebraska, on the other hand, I thought we were going to see the big exclamation point from them on vault. I thought they could catch Michigan, just didn't quite do it.
Fred Richard, the all-around title. What a phenom he is.
Absolutely, he's going to be fun to watch. The top three right there, Fred, Taylor, Josh, all national team members, all outstanding performances, as well as Fletcher.
We're going to take one more break and come back to wrap it up. Congratulations to Fred Richard, your all-around winner, and the Michigan Wolverines, your Big Ten champs. Welcome back to the Covelli Center, where the Michigan Wolverines have won their 20th title. Fred Richard, your all-around winner, is also the Freshman of the Year. Taylor Christopoulos, your Gymnast of the Year for Nebraska. But today in Columbus, once Michigan hit the vault, they were off and rolling. Let's take a look at the day for Fred Richard. Break it down, JR.
Well, floor exercise, I mean, what wasn't a highlight for Fred Richard? I mean, it was like the circus. It was intense. Parallel bars, clutch at the end, but nothing more clutch than doing a big-time high bar routine with big release moves. Arguably, maybe his best performance of the day to clinch the team title and to clinch the all-around title. Fred, your first Big Ten championships, my man. It's unlike any competition you've ever been in, right?
100%. This is a crazy experience, getting to compete for the team and being neck and neck the whole competition. It was an awesome experience.
You got the all-around title, but I'm glad that you just mentioned team, because that's pretty important to the Michigan. That's their 20th title overall.
Mm-hmm. So glad I could, contribute to having that. And it was just, I feel like I'm growing so much so fast because of the team. They're helping me in the gym, out the gym, in competition. So glad I could be competing for Michigan. It's awesome.
So obviously you had a great resume coming in to Michigan, but talk about this experience being a Wolverine and what it's been like to get on campus and adjust to college life while also trying to keep that world-class level of gymnastics going.
I like to describe Michigan as like the perfect balance, because I mean, academically, they're up there too, and it pushes me academically, but then I go to the gym and I'm pushed there too. So there's such a good structure at Michigan that I feel like I'm just excelling in every area, which is awesome.
Nice.
All right, how about tomorrow night? How much are you looking forward to tomorrow night, Fred?
I'm definitely looking forward to just, going out there and letting loose. I mean, I feel like we came here and got the job done, the team title and the all-around title, so happy about that. Now I'm going to pick and choose which events. The goal is to peak for NC, so I don't know if I'll do every event that I qualify for, but I'm just going to go there and have fun,
You are the all-around winner, and Michigan wins the team title. Thanks for being with us, Fred.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Good stuff, as always, from Fred Richard, the freshman phenom, as Michigan Wolverines win their 20th team title. Phenomenal job from Fred Richard.
See them again coming down the stretch here to clinch it. Party in the Wolverine bullpen.
Michigan, once again, it is indeed great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It was Kurt Golder, now Coach Schau. We talked to you last year. You've done it again. What's it mean to win another title?
We talk about earn it, so the guys are working really hard all season long, and now they are finally show up. We are earned this one. It's not someone gave us.
So halfway through, you talk about earning it. Halfway through, you guys were in 4th place. You had some mistakes. It wasn't a perfect meet. Were you nervous at all? Were you worried about, you're 5.5 points back at that point?
Yeah.
What was the thought on the sidelines for you guys?
Yeah, we've been go through this situation for many times. The guys handle themselves very well at the end of the meet, and the pressure is on, and the game is on too. And the guys is more turn to the game around.
It's one thing to go through it before. It's another thing to have 4 out of 5 career highs on the vault. That was the difference. Break down what happened on the vault. It was incredible.
Yeah, appreciate God. Gave me the time, gave the guys the chance to stick that, But also we spend a lot of time working on landing too. Yeah, so I believe the guys earned this too.
You've coached a lot of great athletes. You've coached a lot of national team members. You've coached Olympians. Where does Fred Richard fit into this echelon of great athletes that you've gotten a chance to coach?
I'm so fortunate we had Fred on our team, and he's the hard-working guy. And I think this kid had a bright future for the next year. And the goal for us is to get Fred a medal for the Team USA.
I like that.
Well, you take your trophy, though. Good luck tomorrow night as well. We'll see you over here at Cavelli, and good luck in the rest of the postseason. Thanks for being with us, and congrats on your title.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. And the Michigan Wolverines celebrating with their trophy. And John Roethlisberger, tell us about tomorrow night, where we'll crown 6 individual champs.
Well, it's a lot of fun tomorrow night as well. You know, the team competition is special here at the Big Ten Championships, but you also want to be an individual champ in your career. You want to be a Big Ten champ and be able to say that you won a Big Ten title. So these guys, you know, Fred might not do all the events he qualified for, but you watch out. We're going to see some world-class gymnastics, and we're going to see some guys fighting for Big Ten titles.
Quick comment about Fred. You won 4 all-arounders. He's now set himself up to do the same thing.
I know. Well, you know, maybe he'll get sick before one of the Big Tens or something. No, I think he's set up to do the same thing, and hats off to him. I mean, he's tremendous. I couldn't even put his grips on. The kid's so good, I'll tell you that.
All right, well, it's been a great evening in Columbus. Be another great one tomorrow when we crown 6 titles. Your team champion, Michigan. Your all-around champion from Michigan, Fred Richard. Don't forget, we're right back here tomorrow at 8. Don't forget, right around midnight, it's Big Ten Live Women's Basketball post-game show. Congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines, another team title in Columbus.